This is Adam Morales with Keepin It 100, an independent education consulting organization designed to empower teachers to be successful in model day classrooms in 2016 and the future as well. Part one today is going to be describing what I mean as to be water and how that translates into teaching and education as well. Bruce Lee talked about being water as if when water is in a cup, it becomes the cup. When water is in a tea kettle, it becomes a tea kettle. When water is in the river, it flows with the river. And he talks about being formless, be water, my friend. And that's what I suggest in teaching as well. For example, to be an effective and to be a highly qualified teacher, in my opinion, you truly have to adapt and adjust to the challenges that you see as a teacher in especially the difficult environments. And in general, teaching is difficult nowadays regardless where you teach. So in my opinion, what Bruce Lee was talking about is that when you are faced with different things, when you are going against new challenges, especially as a teacher, whether it's the students aren't seeing eye to eye with you, it's a different culture, you're having trouble communicating with the parent, you have a different type of administrator who is focused on this stuff and criticizing for this stuff, or you aren't seeing eye to eye with a colleague. Teaching has so many factors, just like a river has so many rocks and sticks and things that are in the way. But to be successful in education, I super strongly believe in what Bruce Lee was talking about in being water, because think about it. When you're water in the classroom, let's just say you're like in a tough classroom with a large group of students and you're teaching a tough subject like math or ELA. You have to adjust your lessons, right? Content-wise, you have to adjust, individualize your content and lessons to match the needs of the kids. If the kids are all at a super low level, you can't teach them at like a highly rigorous level. You have to scaffold it down to meet their needs. That's adjusting and adapting your content delivery and lessons to meet the students' needs. Sometimes parents communicate differently in different environments. You have to adjust your approach. Sometimes they don't want to talk on the phone. You have to seek to understand how they communicate. You have to communicate with them through email or go to their house. You have to figure out and reflect and seek to improve yourself to figure out what is the best approach and need for the student or the parents or the administration or your coworkers. And it really takes a lot of reflection and a lot of self-awareness and self-mastery to really focus on what it is that you need to change or adapt. Now, Bruce Lee and myself don't emphasize the idea of changing your values, changing your dogmas, changing anything that is core and valuable to you. But to be an effective person or a strategic teacher or someone who is extremely efficient, delivering lessons and creating relationships and having strong classroom management, you have to adjust to the kids. You have to adjust to what works. Every kid is different, just like every human being is different. Every class can be different, from your first period to the period before specials to the period after lunch, the last period of the day, between your honor students or your class with all your students with IEPs. You have to be able to adjust. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to be water to be successful in the classroom. And the difficulty is that more and more teachers are adapting more and more, or it seems that the demand for teachers to adapt is more and more. And I think that's just the nature of the job. And I think that that's the nature of life. You know, when you have a relationship, you have to adapt to that person, to their interests and stuff. When you have a son or multiple sons, you have to adapt your parenting style. You have to adapt your communication style. And I think most jobs nowadays, if you go to any type of job, being able to adapt and adjust to challenges is definitely a skill that is needed and requested. And I think teachers do it best. And I think that the teachers who are water in the classroom seem to succeed and show that growth and improve. So again, Bruce Lee, I agree with him about being water, not only on a teaching level, but on a human level as well. And if you have any questions or comments about it, please share in the YouTube or Facebook pages right now, or send me an email. The purpose of this platform is to communicate and share ideas and clarify things. This is my way of just getting my voice out. So new teachers and Teach for America teachers and teachers who want to reinvent themselves, or teachers who are struggling, or people who just want to learn, can kind of see where I'm coming from. So part one, be water. Be shapeless, be formless, my friend. And part two is coming up, which is don't take anything personal, okay? And make sure to blog and communicate and do that crazy fun stuff online in the comment section below. This is Adam Rouse with Keeping It 100.